Picture this for a moment. It's past midnight. The world outside is asleep, the houses are dark, the streets are silent, except for you. You're sitting there, in your room, staring into the mirror, and for just a moment, you realize you're not entirely who you thought you were. Have you ever felt that there's a side of you, a hidden, misunderstood side, that you're not quite comfortable acknowledging? Maybe it's those moments when you suddenly say something you regret, or find yourself reacting in a way you barely recognize, or you become irrationally angry or afraid, not because of what's happening in the present, but because something deep within you has gotten triggered. This isn't madness. This isn't weakness. This is your shadow, a powerful, hidden part of your psyche that psychologist Carl Jung believed we all carry within us. Jung called it the shadow, the collection of traits, desires, memories, and impulses we've disowned, ignored, or pushed away because we're afraid of them, ashamed of them, or simply unwilling to face them. Your shadow isn't pure evil. It's not a monster. It's a messy mixture of both light and dark. It holds not only your greatest weaknesses, but also your greatest potential. Your creativity, your authenticity, your ability to connect deeply with others. All these lie within your shadow, waiting for you to become brave enough to confront it. Picture it this way. Your psyche is like a large, dimly lit basement. Your ego, the you show the world, lives upstairs, in a well-furnished sitting room. Down below, in the basement, hidden under the floorboards, is everything you'd rather not look at. The doubts, the shame, the desires you were told were unacceptable. But just because you ignore it, doesn't mean it's gone. It's there, influencing you from the shadows. This is why you sometimes act in ways you don't fully approve of, or find yourself projecting your own struggles on other people, or feeling irrational resistance to certain goals in your life. Jung believed we become whole people when we integrate our shadow, when we bring it into the light and learn from it instead of denying it. This isn't about destroying it, it's about embracing it, understanding it, and allowing it to become a rich part of who we are. Because when we do this, we tap into a deep well of creativity, authenticity, power, and compassion, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. So in this video, we're going to take a deep journey into what the shadow is and where it comes from, why we fear it and suppress it, the hidden power it holds when we learn to integrate it, and a step-by-step path you can use to face your own shadow safely and effectively. Before we move forward, if you're excited to uncover this hidden side of yourself, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Here we explore the deep, rich aspects of human psychology, the things most people avoid. So if you want more content like this, stories, techniques, and insights that help you become more whole, more alive, and more yourself, please consider subscribing. It lets me know you're interested in this journey. Alright, buckle up, because we're about to venture into your basement, into the hidden chambers of your soul. Together, we're going to illuminate what lies in the shadow, and hopefully, come back more complete. Let's start by peeling back the first layer of this rich and mysterious part of ourselves. Picture your mind as a sprawling jungle. Your conscious mind, your daily thoughts, your goals, your preferences. This is the clearing in the jungle, the place where you walk around in the light. Here you know who you are, or at least you think you do. But just a few steps away, under the thick canopy of the trees, lies a hidden world, a rich, wild, and untamed realm, your unconscious mind. This is where your shadow lives. So, where does this shadow come from? Your shadow isn't something you were born with in a fully formed state. It develops over time, starting in childhood, when you learn from your surroundings, your parents, your culture, your community, what's acceptable and what's not. For example, if you were a child who cried a lot and your caregiver said, "Don't be weak. Boys shouldn't cry," you learn to push away vulnerability. If you were a young girl who was assertive or ambitious, and people called you too much, you may have hidden your confidence in your shadow. If your creativity or curiosity was dismissed, you may have decided it was dangerous to show it openly. So we all, to some degree, split ourselves into the persona, the face we show the world, and the shadow, the collection of traits we disown because we fear rejection, shame, or punishment. Jung called this process repressing. We push unwanted aspects of ourselves into the unconscious to keep up the image we want, or need, to portray in order to be accepted and loved. Picture a bag you carry on your back. Every time you suppress a feeling, a trait, or a thought, it drops into the bag. Slowly this bag, your shadow, grows heavy with all the things you're not allowing yourself to be. This is where your shadow starts influencing you from beneath the surface. Your shadow isn't gone. It's alive and active, influencing your choices, your relationships, your patterns, without you realizing it. It's kind of like having a hidden actor backstage, influencing the story you're living, without you seeing it directly. This is why we sometimes find ourselves in repeated patterns, choosing the same kind of relationships, reacting in the same dramatic way, making the same mistakes, without understanding why. Because we're not fully conscious of the shadow roles we're acting from. Jung believed that ignoring this hidden side doesn't destroy it, it makes it more powerful. When we pretend we're all light and we have no dark side, the shadow finds a way to come forward, often in destructive or irrational forms, to demand to be recognized. This is a key observation. Your shadow isn't your bad side, it's your neglected side, the counterpart to your conscious self. When we bring it into awareness, we can integrate it. We can learn from it. We can grow in authenticity and become whole. So the first step in this journey is understanding how the shadow forms and why we carry it. Because once we know this, we can move forward to the next question. How do we safely face it, integrate it, and use it as a powerful tool for transformation? Now you know your shadow isn't gone. It's just hidden beneath the surface. But you might be wondering, how does it show up in your daily life? Excellent question, because the shadow is not some distant monster. It's you, influencing your choices, relationships, and habits in countless ways. Picture this. Have you ever gotten irrationally angry at someone over something tiny, something that normally wouldn't faze you? Or do you find yourself repeatedly choosing friendships or relationships with the same kind of person, even when you know it's not healthy? Have you noticed yourself self-sabotaging just when things are going well, when happiness or success feels within reach? These are all signs that your shadow is trying to tell you something. Your unconscious is sending signals, through your emotions, your choices, and your patterns, about the parts of you you're ignoring or rejecting. Here are a few key ways your shadow shows itself in daily life. 1. Projection. Jung said we often project our own shadow traits onto other people. For example, if you're unwilling to admit your own aggression, you may become obsessed with seeing it in everyone else. He's so aggressive, or she's so manipulative. When in reality, you're disowning these traits within yourself. 2. Emotional triggers. Your strongest, most irrational reactions, rage, shame, fear, often point directly toward your shadow. For example, if someone disregards you and you fly into a rage, it might be touching a hidden feeling of powerlessness you've kept buried. 3. Repeating patterns. If you find yourself in a pattern of choosing harmful relationships or staying in jobs you dislike, it may be your shadow unconsciously replaying old wounds in an attempt to resolve them. Your unconscious is trying to bring something forward to heal it, if you're willing to face it. 4. Sabotage. Your shadow may undermine your success. Just when you're close to achieving something, you find a way to destroy it. This happens because a hidden part of you believes you aren't worthy, or you fear the vulnerability that comes with happiness and success. 5. Forbidden desires. Your shadow may manifest through desires or thoughts you consider bad, aggression, sexuality, power, but ignoring these aspects means we lose valuable components of ourselves. Jung believed we need to integrate these desires in a healthy way instead of denying them. So your shadow is not a monster, it's a part of you crying for recognition. Every pattern, every irrational reaction, is a message. It's your psyche trying to bring something forward to be healed and integrated. The key is self-awareness and compassion. Instead of turning away in shame or fear, we need to say, "Okay, I see you. I hear you. What are you trying to show me?" This simple shift, from rejection to curiosity, is a huge first step toward integrating your shadow. Because once you illuminate it, you take back control. Your shadow no longer unconsciously drives you. You become the master of your own story. Now we come to the most empowering part of this journey. Because your shadow isn't your downfall, it's your greatest potential. Jung believed we become whole, rich, and more human when we integrate, or embrace, our shadow instead of rejecting it. This process transforms us from fragmented, reactive people into conscious, purposeful ones. Picture it this way. Your shadow holds a huge amount of energy, creativity, power, passion, that you're not currently accessing. When you integrate it, you're not adding something bad into yourself. You're reclaiming a piece of your soul. Here's how this transformation typically unfolds. 1. Acknowledgement. The first step is simply to admit it's there. Instead of denying or projecting it, you say, "Yes, I have traits I'm ashamed of. I sometimes act in ways I wish I hadn't. But these are all part of me." This acknowledgement lets you move from unconscious reaction to conscious observation. 2. Reflection. Once you've acknowledged your shadow, you start reflecting on it. This means asking questions. Where did this come from? Why did I disown this part of me? What role has it been playing in my life? Jung believed this reflection brings understanding. You realize your shadow isn't pure evil, it's a wounded part of you that needs healing. 3. Integration. Here's where transformation really happens. Instead of ignoring or battling it, you find constructive ways to express and use it. For example, if you have a hidden aggression, you might channel it into protecting yourself and your goals. If you repress your creativity, you might allow it to form, through art, writing, or innovation. If you fear vulnerability, you might learn to let people in and form deep, rich relationships. 4. Transformation. As you integrate these disowned aspects, you become more whole, more flexible, and more powerful. Your shadow transforms from a hidden weakness into a rich resource, a well of creativity, assertiveness, authenticity, and compassion. This is the paradox of shadow work. By embracing the very traits we were ashamed of, we become more complete and more human. Your struggles, your doubts, your messy, flawed side, they all have a purpose in your journey toward maturity and authenticity. Jung put it profoundly. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. So this is the power of integrating your shadow. You move from a divided, reactive person to a whole, purposeful, and profoundly alive human being. Instead of battling yourself, you become your greatest ally. Now you know why integrating your shadow matters. But theory is nothing without practice. So let's get hands-on. Here are some powerful techniques you can use to connect with and integrate your shadow safely and effectively. 1. Journaling. One of the best ways to get in touch with your shadow is through journaling. Here's a powerful way to do it. Step 1. Find a quiet place where you feel comfortable and undisturbed. Step 2. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and picture your shadow, whatever form it might take, a person, a monster, a silhouette, a feeling. Step 3. Begin a dialogue in your journal. Write questions to it, and then respond honestly from its perspective. For example, why do you undermine me when I'm close to success? Your shadow, because I'm afraid you will lose yourself if you become more visible. I want to keep you small and hidden. It feels safest this way. This kind of dialogue lets you uncover hidden motives and desires. 2. Creative expression. Your shadow is non-verbal. It's an unconscious, energetic side of you. Sometimes it's hard to put into words. So you might express it through art, drawing or painting, whatever comes to mind when you connect with your shadow. Dance, letting your body move to whatever emotions you're feeling. Music, playing or listening to a piece of music that resonates with you. This lets you bypass your conscious mind and connect directly with your shadow's expression. 3. Active imagination. Jung advocated for this powerful practice. Picture your shadow in your imagination, personify it, and then talk to it, ask questions, learn its motives, and form a relationship with it. This lets you integrate it into your psyche instead of ignoring it. 4. Inner reflection and support. Sometimes we need help navigating this process. A therapist trained in Jungian psychology or shadow work can be a wonderful guide. They can help you safely explore your shadow without overwhelm. As you do these practices, treat your shadow with compassion. Your shadow isn't a monster, it's a misunderstood part of you. It wants acknowledgement, understanding, and reintegration into your whole self. The key is persistence and patience. Some aspects of your shadow will integrate quickly. Others may take time, deep inquiry, and healing. But the journey is worth it. Because when you integrate your shadow, you become more whole, more powerful, and more free. Now that you know how to integrate your shadow, you're probably wondering, how will this affect your life? The short answer is, in profoundly transformational ways. Because when you integrate your shadow, you're not battling yourself anymore. Instead, you're working with all the components of your psyche, light and dark, to become whole. Here's how this transformation plays out in your daily life. 1. You become more authentic and fearless. Your shadow holds all the parts you were afraid to show the world. Your confidence, your aggression, your creativity, your desires. Once you integrate it, you no longer need to pretend you're someone you're not. Your authenticity shines through effortlessly. Your confidence grows because you're no longer afraid of your own depth. 2. Your relationships become healthier and more meaningful. When you disown your shadow, you project it onto everyone else. You attract relationships where you unconsciously reenact your own hidden struggles. Once you integrate it, you become more compassionate toward yourself and toward others. Your relationships become more honest, more intimate, and less dramatic. Because you're no longer unconsciously projecting your own wounds and biases. 3. Your creativity and innovation expand. Your shadow contains raw, untapped energy. This includes creativity, passion, and unconventional thinking. Artists, innovators, and leaders often draw from their shadow's rich resources. Once you integrate it, you realize you have a deep well of imagination and power you hadn't previously accessed. 4. Your emotional resilience improves. Instead of ignoring or suppressing difficult emotions, fear, shame, rage, you learn to face and integrate them. This makes you more resilient, more adaptable, and less prone to overwhelm. Your nervous system settles, and you become less reactive and more composed under stress. 5. Your decisions become more grounded and balanced. When you're split against yourself, your decisions may be impulsive, irrational, or overly cautious. Once you integrate your shadow, you're able to weigh all aspects, light and dark, and make choices from a place of maturity and balance. 6. Your life begins to align with your soul's purpose. Jung believed that shadow integration is a key step toward individuation, or becoming your fullest, most complete self. This process lets you live a life that's true to your soul's unique path, instead of a mask you put on to please the world. Your goals, passions, and relationships become a reflection of your authenticity. So integrating your shadow isn't just a nice piece of psychology. It's a powerful path to healing, maturity, and fulfillment. It lets you become the person you were meant to be. Someone whole, deep, rich, and profoundly human. We've come a long way on this journey together, from understanding what the shadow is, to exploring its role in your psyche, to uncovering techniques for integrating it, and seeing how profoundly it transforms your life. Let's recap. Your shadow is not your dark side in a simplistic, evil sense. It's a collection of traits, desires, and emotions you've disowned, not because they're inherently bad, but because you were taught to suppress them. Jung believed integrating your shadow is a key part of individuation, the process of becoming whole and fully yourself. Instead of ignoring or battling these hidden aspects, you bring them into the light of awareness, making peace with them and allowing their energy to serve you. There are powerful techniques for this: journaling, dialogue, creative expression, active imagination, and sometimes you may need the help of a guide, like a therapist, to navigate safely. The result? Greater authenticity, creativity, compassion, confidence, and resiliency. Your relationships become more honest, your choices more purposeful, and your life starts to align with your soul's true path. Now it's your turn. Your shadow is a rich, hidden part of you, a well of potential waiting to be tapped. Instead of ignoring it, avoiding it, or projecting it, embrace it. Bring it into your awareness. Dialogue with it. Create with it. Transform it into a powerful ally. Your greatest transformation starts within you. Your shadow holds the key, but you have to be brave enough to turn it. So here's my challenge to you. Take 20 minutes this weekend. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes, breathe, and picture your shadow. Ask it, who are you, really, and what do you want me to know? Write whatever comes, without judgment, without censoring, in your journal. This is your first step toward integrating your shadow and unlocking your fullest potential. Your transformation starts now. Don't wait for a perfect moment. There will always be distractions and doubts. Your greatest ally is already within you. So take that first step. Turn inward, face yourself, and watch what unfolds. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe to stay connected for more deep, transformational content. Your support means we can keep exploring the rich workings of the human psyche together.